English 100 words per minute. Start para. In 1959, at the seminar on architecture, when a group of architects and policymakers met at Sahitya Kala Akademi in Delhi to deliberate the way forward for the post 1947 architecture in India, two styles become front runners, the revivalist and the modernist. This group resolutely chose modernist free expression over a state driven revivalist style, even though the course was decided. The buildings of this period project the nation's conciliation with its past and the formation of a strong identity for the future. If we look at two examples from Delhi, that is the Ashoka Hotel and the Vigyan Bhavan, both differ from the previous examples of revivalist architecture. Post independence, Nehru's ideas about the nation's identity was to move towards modernism, but the representation of modern architecture felt detached in the Indian context. Therefore, he wanted to look into a certain past of Indian history from where he could cull out the best representations of India's glorious past and one that would neither be a part of the Hindu nor Muslim past. Interestingly, for the purpose of nation building via visual representation and architecture, symbols, thoughts, and ideas from Buddhism were incorporated into the architectural vocabulary. Para. Both these buildings were and are public buildings. One is a hotel in the diplomatic enclave in Delhi, while the other is an international conference center in the heart of New Delhi. They were to be used by not only Indians but a large number of foreigners. Thereby, it gave India an opportunity to project the best that she wanted to an audience that needed to notice change post independence. Via these buildings, the linking ought to undertake non-verbal communication with the world about the shift in India's ideologies. Importantly, also, as historians have noticed that the articulation of history of the Ashoka Maurya period in predominantly based on sculptures. Stop.